It is truly astonishing. This seemingly delicate and fragile rural woman possesses such extraordinary skills. Following a significant disagreement with her husband, she departed from home without uttering a word, taking her belongings, and began residing alone in this mountainous area, relying on the expert craftsmanship she cultivated from a young age. After a year or two of diligent work, she gradually constructed a serene and unrestricted sanctuary here. However, recently, the woman discovered that one of the bamboo and wooden houses she had constructed was beginning to deteriorate. It began to show signs of deterioration and was leaking slightly. Consequently, a few days ago, she straightforwardly dismantled the damaged bamboo dwelling and intended to reconstruct a sturdier and more dependable stilt house on the original location. Following several days of diligent labor, the woman has now finished the stone columns for the lower section of the house and the wooden flooring for the foundation. Early this morning, she returned to the site, working tirelessly to swiftly assemble the beams and roof structure of the stilt house. At this moment, you can see that the woman has already crafted the beam and column components of the house and is carrying them one by one to the laid-out floor for assembly. Considering the difficulty of lifting and securing the assembled beam and column units by herself, it is indeed quite challenging. The woman subsequently contacted a nearby acquaintance to assist her with the installation and construction of the beam and column framework. The two individuals initially erected the first set of beam and column structural units and fastened them to the pre-constructed support frame utilizing ropes. Subsequently, employing the mortise and tenon joints that were pre-cut into the columns, they secured the horizontal connecting beams. Once the connecting beams were firmly fixed, they were able to erect the second set of beam and column structural units and assemble them with the preceding connecting beams to form a complete structure. They then repeated this procedure to erect and assemble the remaining beam and column structural units and set up the supporting beams for the upper roof. The whole beam and column support structure of the wooden house is initially done. However, considering the stability issues of the beam column structure, in order to increase the load-bearing area at the base of the column, the woman then took actual measurements of the cross-sectional dimensions at the base of the column. Subsequently, the two of them together carried a piece of square timber, intending to plane it to create some thick and wide square blocks. You can observe that once the pads are completely processed and the debris as well as wood chips surrounding the site are thoroughly cleaned up, the subsequent step is to elevate the house's pillars individually and position them onto the bakelite.